Alan West spoke at the Young Americans Foundation. Alan West is a great American patriot, a great politician, a great statesman, and he's talking about great awakening, a third great awakening. We've had two. One of them, started the country, the great revivalists that really expanded the gospel throughout America. Those are everyone from Puritans to John Wesley in the late 1800s. Now he's talking about a third great awakening. People are returning to church. Not just returning, but we're creating new disciples in church. I believe it's as people realize that politics are not a final solution. They have to address their faith, because you can be politically good, have a great country all set. It does not solve America's soul problem. Here's Alan West.
I think that we're coming up on our third great awakening. When I look out and I come here to these conferences, I am so reassured about the future and legacy of our country. I don't look at the news and say that Jasmine Crockett is the future of our country.
Nobody looks at Jasmine Crockett and sees her as the future. She is a flash in the pan, today only. So don't believe the news. They're giving her a lot of media. It doesn't mean anything. Just like they're giving this signal gate stuff with Pete Hegseth and stuff a lot of air. It's all desperation of a media, and it makes you think that it's bigger than it is. So I like that he's putting it into context for the youth. He's looking at the youth going, hey, future's bright.
You're the future of our country. This young man and this young woman right here that I met that are thinking about, mistakenly so, going to the United States Naval Academy. I'm still going to work on you to get you to go to West Point, okay? Still going to work on you. But when I see that, when I hear that, that lets me know that the dream that my father had for me, a man who fought in a segregated army in World War II, who told his 15-year-old middle son that there's no greater honor than to wear the uniform of the United States of America, and that you will be the first officer in our family.
You notice that this, look at his attitude. I just compare it to Jasmine Crockett, and because he's black leadership. I know he doesn't go around saying I'm black, blackety black, only notice my skin color. He says, look at my merit, look what I've done, look at me as a man, look at my character. His dad raised him to serve the country. His dad raised him to be appreciative. Remember, his dad was raised in a segregated military, served in a segregated military. And we know that's wrong to separate people by their skin color or race. Wrong, way wrong. And his attitude was not, I want someone else has to pay for this. Someone else is in trouble. He stood up as a man and said, I'm not a victim. I'm going to keep winning. And now he's encouraging these youngsters to go in the military.
See, the task and purpose that we have for all of you that are here, that are of a different generation, is that we got to pass a torch. We have to tell that story. We have to inspire the next generation of young men and young women. And I see that happening every single time I come to a YAF event.
Young Americans Foundation. He's seeing the greatness of America's youth. He's optimistic. I wanted to pass this on to you so that you'd be optimistic. I wanted to pass this on to you so that you also have some confidence and hope that not everything is falling apart. Not everyone is in on some giant grift that we're not part of. There are still honorable men and women serving our country in the military. There's still honorable men and women in the church who live a holy life. There are still families together, men and women doing their best with their imperfect homes, but standing up and saying, we don't give up. That's the message I wanted to give you this Sunday. There's hope in Christ. There is still good in the world. And as Frodo and Sam say, sitting there on Mount Mordor, there's still good in the world, and it's worth fighting for. I'm Doug in exile.